Hey, happy Saturday. I hope everyone's doing well. I figured I'd get on here. It's been a while since I made a video. Sorry, my washing machine and my dishwasher's going on at the same time. But for some reason, I was called to do a video, so here I am. I hope you can hear me. What's going on in energies right now? I know a lot of people are probably not spiritual that follow me, and some are, or some are unawakened, but are intrigued by these kind of things, right? Something about it pulls you. Astrology, zodiac signs, card readings, anything, right? Numerology. Things are starting to make more sense to you. Things are making you like more intrigued in different things that you haven't been intrigued or interested in before, maybe seeking answers somewhere else, or finding other people that resonate with you, or even positive messages that are coming through when you just need it, or the synchronicities of the 1111s, 222s, 333s, or whatever numbers you're seeing. If you constantly see numbers repeating all the time, look it up. They're angel numbers, and see first, pay attention to what you're thinking. Second, check it on the beautiful Google where you can find these answered by angel numbers, and take the messages that resonate strongly with you. Don't take all of it, just take what stands out and resonates with you, and that's your message. And if it keeps happening all the time and you still don't know why, and you don't know the messages, really pay attention to what you're thinking at that time, right? And pay attention to what's going on in your life, and you'll decipher it. So that's one thing. So things like that are happening because our energies this year are really supporting it. Is the year of 5 in numerology, and that's change. It's all about change. Last year was 2020. Year 4, uprooting all of your foundation that you thought was real and starting to kind of like unravel it to see like, oh, this doesn't feel good, or this is not what I want as a foundation. And then year 5 is when you start implementing the changes, and all the eclipses in the air, all the retrogrades, Saturn retrograde, Jupiter retrograde are usually not happening, but it's happening right now. And also Chicharon in retrograde. You don't have to be involved in all astrology or whatever not. It's just about knowing what's happening out there. Just like when you watch the news, you're knowing what's out there, right? Even though you know it's controlled information. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Leave it for somebody else that wants it, right? So this is all just information, so you can hear what's going on. Like, for instance, Chicharon means that it's the wounded healer. That's what's holding you back in life. It's set in your childhood. The deep wound is set in your childhood that's been holding you back secretly, that you're not aware of, or you might be aware of it, but most likely you're probably not aware of it. And you're starting to realize it this year. Maybe like started off like last year, at the end of the year, you're like, something's not right. Something's holding me back. Limiting beliefs, limiting thoughts, whatever it is. Mindset, obviously, because we all know our mind kind of holds us back because it's stuck in subconscious beliefs, things that we've learned since childhood, things that our experiences and people that we have around us, or people that told us who we are, those sort of things, right? And they need to be reprogrammed, and we need to remove that and reassociate new things and new beliefs, because you've upgraded since you learned the lessons. You've upgraded since you went through them, since you were 5 or 4 or wherever age you were, or even when you're going through relationships, you've upgraded yourself since. Your defense and the mechanisms need to upgrade too. Your ways of thinking and believing needs to be upgraded too, right? Because you're not stuck in that pattern anymore, but for some reason you're still replaying that on loop. And some people have learned the lessons, but because they're so used to it, go round and round in it. I do it. I'm not proud of it. I didn't realize it until you're like, what the heck? I've seen this lesson before. So, it's about catching it and going like, you know what? I don't need this. I've already learned the lessons. What's the point? You don't need to hold on to pain and suffering. But if you're used to pain and suffering, if you're used to feeling shitty, or you're used to people feeling like treating you like crap, that's a safety comfort zone for you. Or at least that's what your subconscious mind thinks. That's not true. Just like, people that pick narcissists as partners, or abusive partners, or bad boys, or toxic environments at work, repeating over and over again until you realize that you have learned the lesson and it's time to walk away. So when is it time to walk away? When you've had enough, when it's staring blatantly in your face and you can't do anything but to walk away. Because can you really live like this for another 10 years? Can you live like that for another, even a year? So really, it's about choosing. Can I be happy? Do I want to be happy? When can I be happy? Now? Now. That's part of the Sedona method. You can look it up too. That's a real thing. Basically, like saying that you're limiting your way of being or what you want because you're afraid to succeed. So afraid to live your life because it's uncertainty, right? You're not used to it feeling happy or things happening for you, abundancy of friends, money, work, whatever it is in your situation. But be open to it and see what happens. What's the worst thing that can happen? That you're happy? So anyway, right now, this year is very transformative because of the fact that all the retrogrades are happening right now, and Saturn retrograde will last 9 years. So everything you set forth now is going to stick for the next 9 years. Don't believe me? Check what you did 9 years ago. Obviously, if you are younger than 30, different story. But yeah. So this is a year of actually clearing old karma, past belief, ancestral lineage, like traumas and dramas that your ancestors have already learned. But unfortunately, you carry in your DNA cells. So, if you're a female in this lifetime, it's coming from your mother's side. If you're a male in this lifetime, it's coming from what? Your male side. So check out the patterns that you have, that your father has, that your grandfather has, if you're a man, vice versa on the woman's side, and see what it is that you need to heal, not fix, heal, and let go of. There is no reason at all to keep holding on to the lesson. You've learned it, let it go. Release it, drop it, move on. And if you keep replaying situation over and over again, you're living in that energy and you're allowing it to take form in your own life, and you're creating almost like a negative dark cloud over your head, right? So you want to make sure that you realize, stop yourself. It's like, why am I talking about this again? What am I bringing up again? There's a comfort in pain. Yeah, sounds weird, but we're comforted by living in the pain because we know it so well. And we want other people to hear that story too. But you gotta ask yourself, why are you comfortable in that pain? Wouldn't it be more comfortable if you just dropped the story and just went, oh yeah, I don't need to tell that story anymore. I don't need to live that anymore. I don't need to talk about it anymore. It's done. And just let it lie. Visualize a trash can and just drop it in there and put the lid on. And that's it. It's hard. You gotta practice because you're so used to replaying all these different things that happen, right? But what it will be is easy once you actually nip it in the bud and reassociate every time. Sorry, it's spinning, but every time you come across it. So once you get so good at it, you won't even have to rewire it because it will happen naturally and it's easy for you. So Chicharon in retrograde means that the deepest wounds from your childhood comes up. wants to be healed. You might feel really emotional now because it's Cancer season. So not only is it Chicharon, but it's Cancer season. We're all in our emotions and feels, very much in our emotions. Things are sensitive. There might be arguments and everything, and you might blow up. But the trick is to not blow up on people. The trick is to catch yourself before you wreck yourself and realize that, oh man, I'm feeling some sort of way about this. Why am I feeling this? What's getting triggered in me right now? Oh, I'm not feeling loved, or I want more attention from this person, or, you know, I need to speak up more, or something like that, right? Whatever the trigger is for you, you'll recognize it because it comes in not just in your one-on-one relationship with your partner, but will come in your friends, in your family, at work, or whatever. It will keep showing up. And when you put the pieces together, you're like, holy shit. Yeah, it is impacting me more than I thought. So once you uncover that, it's super easy. You're like, oh shit. Now you're aware. When you're aware, you'll be aware again when it happens. Next trigger, and you'll catch it faster, and then you'll basically flip it to a better script, right? You go like, oh no, I don't need to succumb to this trigger. Oh, I don't need this person in my life. Oh, I don't need to eat like 5 bars of chocolate because I couldn't deal with my emotions during the week from somebody toxic at work, or like broken up with somebody else, or a fight with somebody close, or whatever, you know what I mean? Things like that, because our minds, our bodies, our way of being are programmed to escape realism, programmed to escape those kind of feelings, because that doesn't feel good, so let's get out of here, right? Especially if you're somebody that has abandonment or childhood traumas, or didn't receive the love that you needed when you were a child, seen, heard, or was freely able to express yourself as a child, or be who you were as a child, you know, a lot of different things like that. So right now I ask you, because Chicharon in retrograde is going to probably be there till like end of December. Yep. Impactful, but you got plenty of time to work it out of your system. So realize where your deep woundings are. If you don't know anything about Chicharon and where your house is and what sign is in your Chicharon, I definitely have services and stuff like that I can help you out with, to like do your birth chart and tell you what your life purpose is and what you're naturally really good at, because we want to bridge your life purpose with what you're naturally good at, put it together, and then that's your path, right? Choose to accept it. You don't have to accept your life purpose because it's a hard one. It's a doozy, but it would be worth it. So, and that's not saying that you have to be spiritual. It's leading you to happiness, right? What you're destined to do is leading you to happiness. What your soul is calling for. That little niggle of being unsatisfied in your job, in your relationship, or whatever not, you know there's more to it. Trust the niggle. Trust the niggle. And go for it. Like, why not learn more about yourself, right? Why not understand how you're built, who you are as a person, and you know what your best qualities, and use them for your good, and know what, you know, where you fall down and weaknesses and stuff like that, right? Then you know, it was like, oh, I'm doing that thing again. Oh, I know I'm doing that trigger again. Oh, I know what's going on now. You know, those sorts of things. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Yep. Of course, everything is quiet down now, and I guess my channeling and my messages are done. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon.